Harekrishna Prabhupada.
Krishna, am I audible? Sorry for the delay. My just 8 programs have
Hare
just
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
and Pranam. We were at Bhavin Prabhu Society for Kirtan. Uh, just reached home. Hare Krishna, will start with prayer. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna. Welcome everyone for this Gita Saturday. The verse is 2.47, right? You will display it. Okay. I'll read the verse. Till then, it is a very famous verse, and, and I was wondering how I will have received this. It is a very wonderful, very much quoted by the Karmis, especially that Gita teaches about karma. Just do your work. Karma hi puja hai and all. Namo Bhagavate Sudevaya. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भू मा ते संगोऽस्त्व कर्मणि. Translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. But there are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired mode of material nature. Capricious work means actions without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. This is in Sanskrit we call karma, akarma, and vikarma. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. Okay. So I'll just make the points and then continue reading the next paragraph. So here Prabhupada has made uh, 2 points. He has classified that there are three kinds of works. One is prescribed duties, second is capricious work, and third is inaction or akam. Okay, now all of you understand. Prescribed duties mean the duties which one has to perform. Since we have received this body, we have got some material mode of nature inherent in us, and according to that, we perform different activities. Someone is a businessman, someone is a teacher, someone is administrator, someone is a scientist, all according to their own nature, received from material nature. We all have to work, and also the duties which are enjoined in the Vedas, that is also considered as prescribed duties. Capricious work means that the actions which are not recommended or which should not be performed by us, which are sinful activities, that is capricious work. And inaction means not performing your duty. Means uh, someone has some obligations, like a child has his obligation to his parents, a married man has obligations to his children and his wife, a teacher has obligation to his students, administrator or a politician or a PM, or he has his obligations to his praja. So in that way, everyone has obligations or duties to be performed. And if we don't perform that, that is called inaction. So the second point Prabhupada is making here is one who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of action. See, the attachment part is very much important here in in this paragraph. Whenever someone is attached to results, the the karma factor comes in picture, and automatically that person becomes the cause of the action and gets the result, either bad or good. So Prabhupada gave, in I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture, Prabhupada gave a very wonderful example, which is very famous. I think everyone must know this. Prabhupada says that if an army person kills the enemy by the order of the government, then there is no sin and he is not punished, right? But if that army man kills a civilized civilian without government's approval, then he is punished. The act of killing is same, but it differs. If he does anything on his own, then he is punished. Similarly, in this material world, uh, there are two kinds of actions. One action is for enjoyment or enjoyment and enjoyment resulting in attachment, and one action is for service. So there are two different ways or different kind of actions. So if someone performs action out of enjoyment and attachment, desire for enjoyment and attachment, that is considered as karma, that comes under karma factor. And if one performs his action as a service to the society, to Krishna, to whomever concerned, that is considered as a action without reaction, a duty. I hope this point is clear. So Prabhupada is saying, so if one is attached to the result of work, mostly for the purpose of enjoyment, then he is the cause of action, and then he becomes he is entangled in the cycle of karma. Okay, we'll read the next paragraph. Okay, Prabhu, next paragraph. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of the scriptural injunctions without desire for result is in the mode of goodness. So, work in the mode of goodness, work in the mode of passion, work in the mode of ignorance will come in the later chapters. After, I think, 11th, 12th chapter, it will come. All the three kinds of work in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Prabhupada is mentioning routine work performed as an obligation in terms of scriptural injunction without desire for result is action in the mode of goodness. And when work with results become the cause of bondage, work with results become the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Your central point Prabhupada is mentioning is the desire. What desire we have behind performing any work that makes the work either in passion or in goodness or in ignorance or in liberated uh, work. Therefore, such work is not. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested, obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. This statement is very, very important, and I think it is the crux of this verse that everyone has his proprietary right in regard to the prescribed duties. It means everyone has his way of doing his duties and but should not act but should act without attachment to the result. But everyone has to take care of this statement without attachment. For an example, uh, suppose uh, Prabhupada gave this example that someone is a cashier in bank, so he has to count all the money. He has to take nice care of good notes, and not he should take care of that there should be no fake notes and proper count is there, proper account is there, all the cash dealings are proper and tallied. That he has to do. So he is doing his work nicely, but he is not attached to that money because he knows that this money doesn't belong to me, it is bank's money. Similarly, devotees are the one who is enlightened, a person in knowledge works exactly like this. If he is a businessman, then he does his business as if this business has been allotted to him by the will of Krishna, and he is doing his part best to run it nicely, generate good profits, and use that profit for the service of the Lord and the society. This is how the devotee works. And materialist, he will work hard for profit, but he will use that profit for sense gratification. Okay, so both the people are working very hard. They also have a goal of generating good profit, but the devotee will achieve good profit through good service, ethical ways. On the other side, the one who is uh, materialist, he may or may not do it ethically or unethically. It is his choice, but ultimately he will use that fund for his sense enjoyment. So this is the point. which we have to take care. Such disinterested obligatory duties. Such a wonderful statement Prabhupada is making. Disinterested. So devotee is not interested in profits or anything which comes as a result, but he is obliged for his duties because it has been ordered by the Lord, it has been given by the Lord. Uh, And such kind of actions or work lead one to the path of liberation. You see, Srila Prabhupada also, uh, he he lost his business. His money was all the money was stolen by his manager, business money. His firm was on fire. Still, Prabhupada was not sad. You can see, he was not attached. He was doing it out of duty. After everything was finished, he was not sad. He was rather happy that oh Krishna has took away all these things, and then he remembered that verse that yasyaham manugrahanami harishe tad dhanam shane. Whenever Krishna is pleased, he steals um, dhan or wealth from his devotees. He steals his relationship, family members, and he steals almost everything. He's makhan chor. He's chor. So this is how a devotee thinks. So he is not attached. He's doing everything. He's not attached. That is the point here. Next verse, next paragraph. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. Now this verse comes in picture because of this reason. Okay, Arjuna is giving uh, various kinds of excuses, arguments to Krishna that I'll not fight. Why I'll not fight? Because if I fight, this will happen, that will happen. So, anyone remembers the arguments of Arjuna? Arjuna's why he doesn't want to fight?
Like all the women will get impure, uh, and that like आगे आने वाली पीढ़ी भी मतलब अधर्मी बन जाएगी और they
He
all
also like he also mentioned about his gurus being on the other side. So that
Yes.
hmm,
so that was also one of the reasons stopped him. And like elders also from the family.
Hmm. So right, thank you. So various reasons he gave for not fighting. Therefore, Krishna is saying that, oh Baba, don't be attached. What will happen, what will not happen. And you are not the cause of this activity, and the result also doesn't belong to you. You have your duty as a Kshatriya. What is the duty of Kshatriya here? Krishna wants to emphasize. Anyone would like to comment? Why Krishna is saying that don't be attached, it is your duty.
Like he had to fight, like that's the duty of a Kshatriya.
Why fighting? Soumya is saying dharma, right? It is for dharma. It is not just fight, but to have a right king. है. If adharmi king is there, then the whole population will go to hell with the king. All kinds of cheatings and all kinds of sinful activities will prevail. Like we see in Kali Yuga. Kali is is reigning this world, and we can see how much trouble is there in Kali Yuga. Similarly, Krishna is kind of making the point to Arjuna. If Duryodhana or kind of inauspicious adharmi people are there, whole the world will be doomed. There'll be chaos. They'll not be happy, and at the same time they will not achieve the destination of the human form of life. So Krishna wants dharmic people, devotees, to be kings, devotees to rule. That is the reason Krishna is saying that this is your duty, the duty to serve everyone and guide everyone to the right path, to the purpose of human form of life. So even if you kill some few peoples, you'll liberate so many, right or wrong?
Totally right, Prabhu.
So this is why Krishna is emphasizing that don't be attached to the results. You do it as your duty. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. So doing something is attachment, and not doing something is a negative attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful, therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path for salvation for Arjuna. Okay, so we understood the context of this
Yes.
verse,
Yes, Prabhu.
that Arjuna was giving so many arguments. So Krishna speaks that don't give arguments, don't be attached to the results, and don't think that by doing something like this will happen. It is not sure. It is not your thinking that will happen. It is my will that will happen. Okay, and I have so many points. I think I'll try to cover it in 10 minutes. So I'll give one more example of a devotee. I like कैसे हमको विदाउट अटैचमेंट काम करना है, उसका एक एग्जांपल आई हैव so many examples, but one example is that one Prabhu invested around 30 lakhs or 50 lakhs around. It was his total saving, right? So he tried his best to invest in the right place, good place, and generate good returns. But somehow or other, after 2 or 3 years, that investment almost kind of like ये हो गया, and you can stressed बोल सकते हैं, NPA बोल सकते हैं banking terms में, that that investment could not generate returns. Not only returns, but the principal was lost. And I saw that Prabhu, okay, he had invested almost all his money in that project, and almost he lost almost everything. And I saw him, and he was happy. I thought, what happened to you? Like you lost all your savings. How can you be happy? So I didn't ask him, but I understood that he's not attached to the results. If he gets good income, that's good. But he's not getting, that's also good. Krishna's will. So this is how devotee should work. This is how students or professionals should work. That we do our best as a duty, and if there are good results, we use that result in the service of society, family, Krishna. And if there are bad results, we just be happy as considering it as Krishna's will, our karma, like that. So central point in this verse comes is attachment to the result. That attachment is mostly due to enjoying propensity. So that enjoying propensity has to be turned to the propensity of service, right? And that serving propensity will come when we practice devotional service, especially hearing, chanting, and the association of devotees. After so many years in Krishna, not so many, but whatever little years I am in Krishna consciousness, I have got to understood that having the association, friendship, and guidance of devotees is the most like cherished blessing we have. Like there is nothing in the world we can achieve more than having the association of Vaishnavas, and in that association practicing hearing, chanting, festivals, sevas, and all these things. This is the most blissful and joyful part of our life, Krishna conscious devotee's life. So like I'll request, like, let us continue like this throughout our life, and it will be a like wonderful experience. Otherwise, there are so many distractions in this world. It may keep coming. We may sometimes get little distracted. No problem. We'll again come to the track and continue this path. Okay. So I was reading earlier verses also. In that verse also Prabhupada said, very beautiful thing Prabhupada said. Any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect. If we perform anything in the material world, if we start anything, and it has to be completed, otherwise it is a failure. But in Krishna consciousness, even if you chant one round, that is your permanent asset. And this chanting or this seva, anything in Krishna consciousness will bring like fruits and interest to your life in upcoming years. And it will also save you from great dangers. Srimad Bhagavatam says, if someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or, as Christians say, what profit a man if he gains the whole world yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and their results end with the body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness, even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or a rich aristocratic family. That will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. So, this is a beautiful process. And also, one lesson from this verse Krishna wants to give all of us is to perform our duties, have goal, have targets, but not be attached. That is the point. I hope everyone got this point. That it is not that devotee don't have aspiration for a result. We have aspiration, but we are not attached. Even if Krishna gives us bad result, we are so happy. And even if Krishna gives us good result, we are happy that same way, and we'll use that good result in Krishna's service. So I pray to Shri Radha Gopinath, Radha Govindev, Radha Ramanji, that all of our Bhakti Pravartakas may excel in their professional academic life and set a good example of a wonderful devotee practicing his material life or prescribed duties nicely and performing devotional service nicely. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. If anyone has any doubt, can ask questions.
Okay, I have a doubt.
Please.
So Prabhuji, my network was really bad at that time. You discussed about two kinds of actions. I got the first one which you said action for like enjoyment. But the second one which you said I didn't like I was not able to hear that, like perform service to society of Krishna. And that's action without reaction, right? Like that's what
Yes,
it is.
yes.
And like
In the,
that is done in mode of goodness, right?
it is mode of goodness, but more than mode of goodness, it is Krishna consciousness. Without attachment, it can come into goodness, but when devotees do it, it is not goodness, it is Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness.
Okay.
Uh,
And one more thing, the verse that you like said, the Srimad Bhagavatam verse, can you tell the verse number?
which verse?
The
I
verse
said
which
two
you were
words.
like the last one, just the one which you said.
If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness, that
Yes, yes, yes.
true. I'll share it. Look,
I think I think you discussed only one. I don't know.
I discussed one more. Srila Prabhupada's losing his money and wealth. That
Oh,
also.
yes, yes, that's all right. That I got, but this last one, just the one which you discussed right now.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Such a wonderful process we have.
Hare
And also such a wonderful person we have. Not only Krishna, but devotees also. They are such wonderful people, and Krishna is the most lovable, most wonderful personality. We all can make relationship with him, and he'll be the most like best friend of all of us, and he'll take our life to the next level. Very good. एवरीथिंग मतलब हमारा भक्ति प्रोसेस इतना अच्छा है कि हम जस्ट फॉलो करेंगे ना, एवरीथिंग विल हैपन. इतना ज्यादा सोचना नहीं पड़ता है कि हमको क्या बोलते हैं, कर्म ऐसे करना है वैसे करना है, ये वो ज्यादा नहीं. दिस प्रोसेस इतनी अच्छी है कि एवरीथिंग विल ग्रेजुअली कम इन योर लाइफ.